Most productivity advice starts from the same assumption. You want to get more done in the same number of hours. Speed up the emails, batch the meetings, wake up earlier. The ultra-productive made a different calculation entirely. They stopped selling time. Time is the only asset you can't buy back. You can recover lost money, rebuild a reputation, relearn a skill, but an hour spent is gone forever. Yet most people trade it at a fixed rate, 1 hour for 1 hour's worth of output, as if that's the only option. The person billing hourly and the person building a product are playing different games. 1 hour of work can be worth 1 hour of pay, or it can compound into years of returns. Same 60 minutes, different architecture. This isn't about working harder. It's about where you point the effort. The shift from labor to ownership starts with a single question: can this output scale without me? If the answer is no, you don't have a career. You have a very well-disguised hourly job. The math that makes hourly work a losing game. Let's run the numbers. Say you charge $500 an hour. That's elite territory. Top consultants, specialized attorneys, senior engineers. At 40 billable hours a week, 50 weeks a year, you're at $1 million. Sounds good. But there's a hard ceiling built into that model, and it's not the rate. It's your body. You can't work 40 billable hours forever. You get sick, you burn out, you age. And even if you could sustain it, you never break past that million. The math doesn't allow it. Every dollar requires your presence. The moment you stop, the income stops. Now look at someone who records a single video explaining a niche skill. That video takes 8 hours to make. 1 day of work. But it sits on YouTube generating leads, clients, and opportunities for 3 years. While they sleep, while they travel, while they're building the next thing. The 8 hours didn't produce 8 hours of pay. They produced thousands. The hidden cost of hourly work isn't just the money left on the table. It's the compounding you forfeit. Every hour spent on non-scalable work is an hour not spent building an asset that could have been growing this whole time. You don't just lose that hour. You lose every future hour that asset would have generated. Most people respond to this problem by optimizing the wrong variable. They chase efficiency, faster workflows, better tools, tighter schedules. But efficiency makes you a faster cog. It doesn't remove you from the machine. Leverage removes you from the machine entirely. Here's the concept that changes everything. Asymmetric returns. Same input, uncapped output. 1 hour of effort that can produce 100 hours of value, or 1,000, with no additional cost from you. That's not a productivity trick. That's a different economic game. The wealth gap between people of similar intelligence and similar work ethic isn't explained by effort. Nobody outworks anyone by a factor of 100. The gap is explained by output multiplication. One person's hour produces 1 unit of value. Another person's hour produces 1,000 units because it's routed through a system that scales without them. Knowing the math is one thing. Rewiring how you see your own time is another. The numbers are simple. The identity shift is where most people get stuck. Where leverage lives, natural ability meets scalable output. Leverage doesn't work in a vacuum. It works best at the intersection of two things: what you're naturally good at and what can multiply without you. Miss either side and the whole thing falls apart. Most people pick one or the other. They chase something scalable they have no edge in, or they stay deep in their expertise but never package it. Someone who's naturally analytical can spend a career analyzing individual deals for individual clients. Or they can build a decision framework once that hundreds of people use. Same cognitive skill, different delivery mechanism. One pays per hour. The other pays per user, indefinitely. A natural teacher can tutor one student at a time, filling a calendar with sessions that all pay the same rate. Or record a course once and let it teach thousands. The teaching ability is identical. The distribution is what changes the economics. The asset itself doesn't need to be complex. A process document, a piece of code, a recorded insight, an audience that trusts your judgment. The only requirement: once built, it delivers value without your continued presence. If the asset needs you to function, It's not an asset. It's a job with extra steps and better branding. Naval Ravikant laid out the clearest map. Permissionless leverage comes from two sources: code and media. These are the vehicles where a 25-year-old with zero capital can compete against established players. You don't need a license to write software. You don't need permission to publish a video. A spreadsheet template that saves businesses 10 hours sells infinitely. The 10th sale and the 10,000th sale cost the same additional effort: zero. A YouTube video explaining a niche skill attracts opportunities while the creator sleeps. The work was done once. The returns keep arriving. The mistake people make here is predictable. They try to leverage something they don't understand deeply. Leverage amplifies whatever it touches. Amplify genuine competence, and you get exponential returns. Amplify incompetence, and you get exponential embarrassment. The internet is full of people who built audiences around expertise they didn't have. It collapses fast. Start with the thing you already do that people ask you about repeatedly. That recurring question is market demand announcing itself. If 3 people have asked how you analyze investments, there are 3,000 who want the same answer. If colleagues keep asking how you structure your writing process, the asset is already waiting. You're not guessing. The market told you directly. The ownership protocol. Building your first asset. Knowing where leverage lives is useless without a protocol to actually build something. Here's the sequence. Step 1. Identify the one skill or insight you have that others consistently need. Not the thing you wish you were good at. The thing people already come to you for. Specific frameworks that solve a recurring problem are assets. General advice is free and forgettable. Step 2. Package it into a format consumed without you present. A video, a template, a written guide. The format matters less than the constraint. Once published, it must deliver value without your voice in the room. Step 3. Set a non-negotiable weekly block dedicated solely to building this asset. 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you can carve out. Protect it like a meeting with your highest-paying client. Because it is. Every time you skip it, you're choosing linear income over scalable income. Most people fail at exactly this point. They treat asset building as optional, something to do when free time appears. Free time never arrives. The asset block has to be carved out of existing time, which means something else gets cut. That trade-off is the entire game. The first version will be imperfect. Ship it anyway. Feedback accelerates the asset faster than polishing in isolation. Each iteration increases the asset's value while requiring less of your direct involvement. The goal isn't to replace all income immediately. It's to build one stream that doesn't require your hours. Once you see one asset working, the psychology shifts permanently. You stop seeing tasks and start seeing leverage opportunities everywhere. The difference between the trapped and the free is not intelligence. It's not work ethic. It's the decision to stop renting out time and start owning output. Your homework: audit your last week. Find the 1 hour you can redirect toward an asset. Choose the thing you already do well that people already ask you for. Build the smallest version of it this week and put it where it can work without you. Most people will finish this video and change nothing. The ones who take this single step will look back in a year with an asset that's been compounding while everyone else kept trading hours.